Hi, this is Usha speaking. Hi. Today I'd like to talk about why we left the Netherlands and emigrated to Nicaragua. We left a year ago, and of course, there was a pandemic for some time, and we have a family, and we didn't really like the way people were treating each other in society. So, and we also felt very oppressed. So we were like, well, this is not really the way we want to, you know, uh, deal with each other as humans, and this is not the way we want to raise our kids. And so we were really looking for more freedom. And also because of the economies that shut down, yeah, it's kind of logical, to expect inflation also because of the money printing. And there had already been quite a lot of inflation. This started before COVID, actually. So yeah, we just felt, I don't know, the things were becoming so costly, and then we had to pay so many taxes. So, the government kept imposing more and more taxes and higher taxes. So we felt that this, I mean, at a certain point you've had enough. You know what I mean? It's you gotta look at the quality of life, and so we don't mind contributing something. But it was kind of out of balance. And another reason why we left the Netherlands is because there are many rules and regulations. So it's a highly regulated country. Yeah, so the state has an enormous influence, on your life, on your personal life, and how you want to live your life. And so this includes building, or you need so many permits, making money. It's very difficult. And so even just having an Airbnb, was so difficult. We were living in a former school building, and we had classrooms. It was a huge house because it used to be a school, and it was beautiful. It was near the sea, and but we weren't allowed to rent it out because one of the classrooms, we had built a kitchen inside, which is normal, I think. But so because of those crazy rules, yeah, we had to, we couldn't rent it out, and we had to rent another classroom out. And like whatever we did, we had neighbors complaining about roosters. There's rules for that. So everything is regulated, and we just felt no more. And we had a homestead, so we tried to set up our homestead to live off the grid. And this is also very difficult in the Netherlands. And the Netherlands, doesn't have many natural resources left. But what is left of that is very difficult to access. So it's so regulated that you can't really make use of it. And so also starting a homestead is very difficult because of all these rules. And yeah, I remember one of the last walks we had in the forest close by. We were with our dogs and with our friends, and we were just walking in the woods, not harming a soul. And then there was this man, like a caretaker, of the woods, and he got so upset because we had left the main path. He wanted to fine us because we were not on the path. We were like 20 meters off the path. Yeah, things like that really did it in for us. We were like, okay, this is just an open air prison, and it's time to get out. So we sold the house and we moved to Nicaragua. And a lot of people were like, oh, Nicaragua, it's dangerous, why are you going there, this and that. But we had really researched this well. And yeah, Nicaragua, the quality of life is very high. There are a lot of resources. People are pretty self-sufficient, relatively self-sufficient. taxes are low, you know, regulations, rules, that they're far less than in the Netherlands. And it's also a more healthy society in our eyes, you know. There's no wokeism here. We were also very fed up with wokeism. You know, we didn't want to, yeah, our children to be taught that, yeah, there's more than two genders and stuff like that. You know, we didn't want them to be brainwashed in school. And here in Nicaragua was a possibility to homeschool also. I mean, they're not being homeschooled right now. We just, it didn't really work out, the whole homeschooling thing, adventure. But we tried, we're not good at that. They're in a lovely school right now. Yeah, so there's low taxes, you know, you can just buy property here, buy a piece of land and do with it whatever you want, you know. You don't have to have a permit, you can just build on it. And sure, you pay some taxes, there are some rules and some things are complicated, but all in all, you know, you can really be relatively free. And so we're building up our homestead here and making it off the grid. And so yeah, yeah, the people here still have their values, you know, like more like old-fashioned values. And you know, we figured, you know, in the West, like Western society, you know, civilizations, they come and go, and we just felt like Europe is just a sinking ship, you know. It's a falling civilization, and there are all these parallels of, you know, when the Roman Empire went down and Europe in this day. And we figured, well, if there's going to be a depression and, you know, all these other developments, this is not the place we want to be. And also here in Nicaragua, there is no surveillance society. So we were very fed up with surveillance society as well. So, you know, it was like if you would drive 1 or 2 miles an hour too fast on the highway, a couple of days later you get a fine and have to pay 50 or 100 euros. You know, you just, yeah, I don't know, this is for me so out of proportion, you know, the way you're being treated by your government. And we were like, well, when is enough? You know, enough is enough. Oh, dogfight. Yeah, and there's also dogs here. You're allowed to have animals. You're allowed to eat meat. You know, it's just a very traditional society, which we love. You know, you're going back in time, and yeah, we love that. So, but yeah, what was I saying about Nicaragua? Yeah, I think I said everything I wanted to say. It's a beautiful country as well. And it's also relatively easy to set up a residency. I mean, it's not that easy, but yeah, it's possible. So we just started on, you know, this adventure and a new life. And yeah, also I'm thinking now more reasons why we came here is also that you can build naturally here, because in the Netherlands it's pretty complicated. You're not really allowed to build the way you want it, which I think is pretty crazy. I mean, why not? Why can't I decide for myself how I want to live? You know, to me that's crazy. And yeah, so my husband's really interested in natural building, and it has always been our dream to do this. So we haven't started building yet. We're living in a sort of more Nika style house right now. It's like a casita, and we'll get around it. We have a property now, and so yeah, it's gonna happen, but one step at a time. Yeah, life is not so fast-paced here, and it teaches you a lot. Life is very simple here. It's not so much of a consumer society. So yeah, people have time here. You know, it's you gotta learn how to be patient and let go of certain things, like really go out of your comfort zone. But it's very rewarding. So yeah, we found peace here. We found freedom. We found a very wonderful community here. There are so many lovely people out here. It's very safe in Nicaragua, so crime is very low. Yeah, there's theft. That's a bit of a problem, but that's really all there is. So apart from that, there's no violence, you know. So yeah, we really love it here, and I hope I've inspired you to you know, take the plunge if you're thinking about it, and yeah, to really think well about what is happening in the world. I'm not saying emigration is the solution. This is very personal. We all have different lives or different factors, you know, that play a role. It's a big step to emigrate, but yeah, we also felt like, because a lot of people from the Netherlands are moving now to countries such as Hungary or Romania, Sweden, and Portugal. I think, yes, you're certainly better off in a lot of respects than in the Netherlands, but it's still the EU, and so, which is, you know, is superseding, you know, legally the Netherlands. So it's like a super government, and so we figured it's best to just get out of the European Union altogether, because it's really one, it's becoming like one country, right? As a, for legislation. So we figured, no, it's best to go to a third world country and yeah, leave Europe. But this is just our, you know, observation, our personal choice. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.